So today we're going to be looking at speed, distance, time, and we're going to be looking at when some examples involving half and quarter hours. So previously at level 2 you will have used the formula for distance, speed and time. So this shouldn't be anything new to you. So to calculate distance, you do speed times time. To calculate speed, it's distance divided by time, and time is distance divided by speed. And you may have seen this triangle being used to help you remember these formulas. So distance equals speed times time. Time equals distance divided by speed. That's why they're on top of each other. And then time equals distance divided by speed. So let's look at some examples. So previously you will have seen examples like this. So a car travels an average speed of 60 miles per hour for 3 hours. How far does it travel? So notice that we've just got whole hours. We've not needed to deal with any sort of decimal time just now. So because we're calculating how far does it travel, this is a distance question. So we're going to be using our skills of picking out information from the questions and noticing what it is we're being asked to calculate. So let's write down what we know. We know that the speed is 60 miles per hour, taken from our question, and our time is 3 hours. Like I said, nice whole hours. We don't really need to worry about decimal time just now. So this is work that you will have seen previously. So we're going to use our formula, distance equals speed times time. We're then going to substitute into our formula, which means we're going to swap out the speed for whatever speed we've got and the time for the hours. And then we just go ahead and calculate that, and always remembering our units. So this, you will have seen these sorts of examples before. But now let's think about if we weren't just asked how far you travel in 3 hours, what if it was 3.5 hours, 3 hours 15 minutes, and so on. Okay, so we're going to look a little bit at converting half hours and quarter hours into decimal time. Okay, decimal time is what you would use, and especially when you're putting things into a calculator. Okay, so you can't put 30 minutes or 15 minutes into a calculator. So 30 minutes, we would say 30 minutes is half an hour. Okay, so half an hour, half as a decimal is 0.5. So this is what we use to represent 30 minutes. 15 minutes is a quarter of an hour. So a quarter as a decimal is 0.25. A common mistake that a lot of people make is 15 minutes is 0.15. Okay, that is absolutely not the case. So really make sure you're thinking about it as a quarter of an hour. So a quarter is 0.25. 45 minutes is 3/4 of an hour. Okay, so 3/4 as a decimal is 0.75. Okay, it is not 0.45, so really be careful with that. So that's 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 45 minutes. What happens if we have 1 hour at 30 minutes? Or 1 hour and 15 minutes? Okay, we know that 15 minutes as a decimal is 0.25, and we just need to add on our 1 hour to get 1.25 hours. Let's say we want to work out 2 hours and 45 minutes. Okay, so 45 minutes as a decimal is 0.75. We then just add on our 2 hours to get 2.75 hours. And last little example, 5 hours and 30 minutes. 30 minutes as a decimal is 0.5, and we just add on our 5 to get 5.5 hours. Okay, can you make sure that you copy this down in your books so you've got this to refer back to? Okay, let's look at some examples using this now. So first example is a ship travels 30 miles per hour for 1 hour 30 minutes. How far does it travel? So this is a distance question. Same as before, we're going to pick out the information from the question. So speed is 30 minutes, time is 1 hour 30 minutes, but we need to convert that to decimal. So that's 1.5 hours, because 30 minutes is half an hour, it's 1.5 hours. And then we just go ahead and put into our formula. So distance equals speed times time. You then want to substitute into your formula. So swap out the speed for the actual speed in the question, time for time, so 30 times 1.5, and you just go ahead and calculate that. So it should go formula, substitute in, and then your final answer. And always remember your units, okay? It's miles per hour, so our distance is in miles. Okay, second example. A fighter jet flies 900 miles in 2 hours and 15 minutes. Calculate the average speed of the jet. Okay, so this is a speed question. Pick out what we have from the question. So our distance is 900 miles and our speed is 2 hours and 15 minutes. But we need to convert that into decimal form. So 15 minutes is 0.25, then add on your 2 hours to get 2.25. Once we've done that, it's a speed question, so speed equals distance divided by time. Substitute in, so speed equals 900 divided by 2.25, so speed equals 400 miles per hour. Okay, be careful with your units. Our distance is in miles, so it must be miles per hour. Okay, let's look at a third example. A lorry travels 180 miles at an average speed of 40 miles per hour. How long does the journey take? So how long does it take? That means we're trying to calculate the time. So let's pick out what we've got from the question. So our distance is 800 miles and our speed is 40 miles per hour. Okay, we don't need to convert anything just yet because it's time that we're trying to calculate. So once we've got that, we're going to write down our formula. Time equals distance divided by speed. Time equals 180 divided by 40. So time equals 4.5 hours. However, we're not going to leave our answer like this. We're sort of going to be working backwards this time. So we know 0.5 is 30 minutes and we've got 4 hours. So we're just going to convert that to 4 hours and 30 minutes. Okay, so make sure you're not leaving your time, your answer in decimal form. You need to convert it back to hours and minutes. Okay, make sure you've got all 3 of those examples copied down, especially all the steps. You want your formula, your substitution, and then your final answer, and convert if needed. Okay, you should have all these lines of working written down. Okay, so your turn to answer these 3 questions. You can see your formula at the top to help you. Distance equals speed times time. Speed is distance divided by time, and time is distance divided by speed. Pause the video here, using the previous examples to help you answer 3 of these questions. Okay, hopefully you've unpaused now and we can go through the answers. So first question, a salesman travels 200 kilometres at an average speed of 80 kilometres per hour. How long will his journey take? So how long will it take? We're trying to calculate the time. So time is distance divided by speed. 200 divided by 80, what we've got in our question, which is 2.5 hours. But we can't just leave it like that. You have to convert it to 2 hours and 30 minutes. Question B, an airplane flies at 360 miles per hour for 1 hour and 15 minutes. Calculate the distance. So 1 hour 15 minutes. Okay, we need to convert that to decimal time. 15 minutes is 0.25 and then add on your 1 hour. So we're trying to calculate distance equals speed times time. So distance equals 360 times 1.25. And then you go ahead and calculate that. So 400 miles you should have for that one. And question C, a bus takes 1 hour 45 minutes to go 84 miles from Dundee to Glasgow. Calculate its average speed. So we have 1 hour and 45 minutes. Okay, 45 minutes as a decimal, 0.75. Add on your 1 hour. And then we have a distance of 84 miles. So we're trying to calculate speed. Speed equals distance divided by time. 84 divided by 1.75, and then this should say speed, not distance. So our speed equals 48 miles per hour. So if you got all them correct, really well done. And always make sure you're converting any hours and minutes into decimal time.